Time to sit down and see how the channel's doing. Holy crap, we're at 5,000 subscribers? I gotta plan the party. Holy crap, I can't believe we're already at 5,000 subscribers on this channel here. I want to say a massive thank you to all you, whether you've been here since 500 subscribers or you literally just hit subscribe now. It means so much to me to have you guys here. I love to read all your nice comments. And since we hit a pretty milestone here, I want to do something a little different and a little special. Hitting this milestone had me feeling a little reflective, and I watched back some of my old videos, and I thought that you guys might want to watch back some of my old videos too, with director commentary. One of the big things about my videos lately that I've heard from you guys and some very nice comments that you love and also I love making is some of the goofy animations I throw in there. And I want to look back at the first one I did that's a little rough, all the way to the most recent ones, and kind of see how things have evolved, as well as give you guys some comments on what I was thinking when I made each of them. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show all the animations from a single video and then talk about them afterwards, and then move on to the next video, and so on. So again, a massive thank you to everyone for being here, and hopefully you enjoy this little bit different style of video. First up here, we have my video on the lore of the Terminids. Grandfather, how did the Terminids and the humans come to be at war with each other perpetually?
Well, that's a fine question there, Jimmy. Gather round, kids, and it's time to break down the history of the Terminids and the humans and what happened between them.
Oh boy, do I love story time with Grandfather.
Well, you see, children, it all started millions upon millions of years ago when a mommy dinosaur loved a daddy
Grandfather, we know about the dinosaurs already.
Oh, sorry, Jimmy. What was I telling you about again? Oh, there. Oh, the Terminids. Right, the Terminids. Back when I was just a wee lad and I could talk like a normal man.
Grandfather, tell me about the different bugs. I want to know about the different kinds of bugs. Grandfather, tell me now.
Of course, little Jimmy. Do you really think I would leave out the fun and gory details of all the bugs I fought in the Terminid-human wars? Let me just get my super whiteboard of managed democracy.
Grandfather, that sounded like complete unhinged hogwash that goes against all the principles of managed democracy. I'm reporting you as a treasonous fool.
Oh, dearie me, he's caught on. I gotta get out of here. Goodbye, kids.
So this here was my first real attempt at making an intro animation, if you want to call it. I came up with this idea for my videos from actually a creator I watch, Smitty, if you watch him. I love watching his videos and always puts a ton of effort into his intros, and I thought, you know what, I can make a more fun show for my videos and make some stupid storylines to go along with this Helldivers lore here. So I created Grandpa and Little Jimmy. Surprise, surprise, I kind of based Grandpa and Little Jimmy off Rick and Morty from Rick and Morty. And a fun fact, doing the Grandpa voice hurts my throat a lot. And for some reason why, I thought it'd be fun to make Little Jimmy sound like a really buff man, just because he looks like he's like 4, but he just sounds buff. I don't know, I found it fun, so I made him really buff sounding. Also in this first one, I wanted to get the idea in that Grandpa is not exactly following the rules of managed democracy, which you'll see in the last clip there that Little Jimmy's like, wait a second, this doesn't make sense here. And Grandpa's kind of telling the truth, not the managed democracy truth, the real truth. Next up, we have the lore of the automatons. Honestly, one of my favorite videos so far that I've made. Grandfather, I'm not tired yet. Could you tell me a Super Earth approved bedtime story?
Why, of course, little Jimmy. Do you want to hear about the automatons again?
Yes, Grandfather. Please tell me about the automatons.
To tell you the story of the automatons, we have to go way back before my time even. This was a bedtime story my father used to tell me. We need to go back about 200 years ago.
You know, if you really look out at the land here and ignore the freezing temperatures, this is quite a beautiful planet. Shut up, Jerry. We've got mining to do. Let's level this place. Oh boy, do I love carrying boxes for the Super Earth. Oh, got a rock. Oh, my legs. Oh, I don't know how long I can keep doing this. Whoa, Jerry, where did you come from and what are you even saying? Oh, sorry, I forgot you don't know that language yet. I was just mining like you, but then I broke my legs and they gave me these new robot legs and oh my god, they're so much better. You gotta try out the robot legs. Well, you know, if I had robot legs, I could carry a lot more ore for Super Earth. You know, I might give these robot legs a try. Jerry, where'd you get the robot leg? Well, when I broke my leg, they sent me this creepy dude in a cave over there and he just gave me new legs and you gotta go see him. I think his name was Dave. Oh, okay. He seems like a nice guy. I guess I'll go talk to Dave.
Is he asleep? I think I could leave.
Grandfather, tell me more about the robots. Oh, God. Okay. Of course, Jimmy. I'll tell you more about the robots. Grandfather, I think there might be an automaton under my bed. Shut up, Jimmy. No, there isn't. So for this one, I wanted to keep the storyline going of Jimmy asking Grandpa about Helldivers stories and whatnot, but I wanted to throw in some more goofy stuff as well as some different animations of, you know, not Grandpa and Jimmy. You can really see here too that I love adding goofy, stupid stuff to my videos, and apparently you guys like seeing it too, because Jimmy's little brother that just spawned in on that bed up there just floats away into space. This video also has, I'm not gonna say my favorite clip, because that's actually in a later video, but my second favorite clip that I've made so far. This whole story where these two guys working on Cyberstan are like, man, you gotta get robot legs. And like, what's the only way to get robot legs in Cyberstan? Well, you gotta talk to Dave, the leg wizard, of course. And actually at the beginning of that clip, when the one guy was talking in a weird robotic voice, I gotta call my friends, thanks for that, because I was showing him this clip like, man, look at this thing I'm putting together. He's like, dude, you gotta make that guy sound like a robot. He can't just sound normal. I'm like, ooh, that's a good point there. So I changed up the voice to a robot there. Also, I want to point out here how many different video games are actually involved in Dave the Leg Wizard. Dave himself is Gale from Baldur's Gate 3. He's holding Octane's leg from Apex Legends, and that is a background from Skyrim. So combine three things there to make Dave. Oh, and just because I could, I made the rock there slink away like a slug because, you know, why not? The rocks just move there, I guess. After this, I've got my video about the railgun and how it could possibly function.
Oh boy, do I love watching my grandkids enjoy the benefits of managed democracy.
Grandfather, look what I found in the woods over there.
Oh dear, Jimmy, that's a neat toy you've got there. Could grandfather see that real quick?
Sure, grandfather. What is it?
Well, little Jimmy, do you remember why I told you not to play in the woods?
Of course, grandfather. How could I forget? You should never go in the woods around grandfather's house because he is a deeply flawed individual who irresponsibly leaves military-grade weapons in large piles where children could easily access them.
And now, Jimmy, what did you go do?
I went in the woods around grandfather's house where he irresponsibly leaves large piles of military-grade weapons.
It's okay, little Jimmy. Everyone makes mistakes, especially your grandfather. But you know what? I think you're old enough. It's about time I tell you what this here is.
Really? Do you mean that, grandfather?
Yes, Jimmy, I do. This here is a railgun. I used it back in my days as a helldiver. And matter of fact, before I joined the Helldivers, I was part of the group that developed this weapon.
Oh boy! Grandfather, could you tell us about the exact engineering and mathematics that goes into making this weapon?
Well, that's a very specific request out of you, little Jimmy, but you know what? Absolutely.
Brothers, sisters, gather to me here today. With what we have found in these woods, this pile of railguns here that the Helldivers so irresponsibly left, possibly for children to have easy access to, we will take this planet back. The Helldivers will no longer subjugate us and steal our children. Today, we are no longer servants of man. The Ursine Revolt begins here!
Jimmy, get up. We gotta go.
Grandfather, why have you woken me at this hour? What's wrong?
It's the bears, Jimmy. They found me.
Grandfather, what's a bear?
God, your father teaches you nothing. We don't have time for this. We gotta go. Get in the Pelican, Jimmy.
But grandfather, what about Frankie and Billy?
Oh, crap. I forgot you have siblings. Everyone in the Pelican. The bears are here. The bears outside. Get in the Pelican now.
Billy, no!
Leave him, Jimmy. It's too late for him.
Does anyone know how to take care of a human child?
I want to play with the railguns.
Oh, no you don't, Billy. So this video is kind of an interesting one because I'm really happy with how all these little animations turned out, and I don't genuinely know why I decided, you know what kind of subplot we need? Bears. There needs to be bears involved in this video with Grandpa and Jimmy. I actually am not as happy with how the video itself turned out. I think I could have done a little better with calculating a railgun and figuring out how it works, but I'm really happy with the animations, so that's something. So also in this video, I learned that zooming in on things in the middle of a scene is actually quite nice. Like, I find it hilarious where Grandpa runs in and is like, we gotta get away from the bears, and little Jimmy's just like, what's a bear? I loved that for some reason. I just had to put it in there. Also in this video, I learned that it's nice to have things going on in the background if you have a longer scene going on. Like at the beginning here, Grandpa and Jimmy are just talking about the railgun, but I didn't have anything going on in the background first, and it seemed kind of boring, so I felt like, man, this needs something. So I decided to add, you know, Jimmy's brothers playing with the automaton head, as you do in Super Earth. And then Jimmy's little brother getting knocked out by said automaton head, and then getting bonked with a rubber mallet. You know, it's all fun. It's time to talk about General Brash, the fraud.
Ah, how I do love my liberty in the morning.
Grandfather, Could you tell me who General Brash is?
Sweet democracy! Does your school teach you nothing, Jimmy? The first thing they should be teaching is who General Brash is.
The first thing teacher taught me was to dive headfirst into any problem, irregardless of consequences.
Okay, you know what? That's a good close second. I guess I'll be doing your teacher's job again and teaching you who General Brash is.
Oh, goody, it's story time with grandfather again.
Gather around, kids. It's time to learn about the greatest man in Super Earth history.
Woo, oh, goody, Super Earth history, yay!
One of my proudest moments in my long, illustrious life was when I met General Brash in the flesh years ago,
back when I was a younger man and I could talk in a normal voice. Grandfather, are you implying that General Brash could be made up?
Oh, no, Jimmy, I would never imply that. Do not call the democracy officer. This is, merely a,
hypothetical in, political shenanigans. Yeah, political shenanigans. He could just be a random dude in a room doing voiceovers, like me. Oh, this is getting real. Oh, no. I'm just a dude in a room doing a voiceover. Oh my god, am I General Brash? So when I was making this, it just seemed too plain. I'm like, I gotta add in something goofy, so I replaced one of Jimmy's brothers with a bear with a railgun, because why not? And every time I watch as that bear shakes and just fades away to nothing is hilarious to me. Oh, and I include the last clip not because it's animation, mostly just because I thought it was funny that I was losing my mind in this video, because I was actually making this at like 1 a.m., so I really was losing my mind there. And that losing my mind actually explains a lot in my videos, because that's the only way I come up with some of this goofy stuff. I'm just sitting there at 1 a.m., sleep deprived, like, I saw a picture of a lobster today. Lobsters are funny. I'm putting lobsters in this video. Next up is my continued dive into the lore of different factions of Helldivers with the Illuminate. Grandfather, I have another question for you.
Jimmy, what did I tell you about interrupting grandfather while he's watching funny videos on YouTube.com? But what's your question?
Who are the Illuminate?
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
Jimmy, never ask an old man about the Illuminate. It brings up very bad memories. But since you're my grandson, I'll tell you.
Oh, goody, story time with grandfather again.
The Illuminate are far older than me, if you can believe it.
Bridge, I'm seeing something weird up here.
What is it, Lightning 2? Do you require backup?
I don't think so. It looks like some blue dude riding a hoverboard at nearly Mach 2.
Lightning 2, please investigate as closely as you deem safe.
Oh, wow. He just did a kickflip. I've seen all I need to see. He's chill as hell. Hello, human. We are the Illuminate. We have been keeping an eye on you for centuries, and we see the potential of your society.
Hey, Jerry, get over here. There's some weird blue dude talking to me.
Oh, that's all you needed to say. I know what we gotta do. We gotta hit him with a baseball bat.
Wait, Jerry.
What if they're friendly?
You've been watching too many romance movies on the space TV. I'm gonna hit it with a baseball bat right now. Oh God, oh dear, oh omnipotent one, please stop hitting me with this bat of the baseball.
Grandfather, this history lesson has been fascinating, but could you please explain in great detail all the different features of the Illuminate troopers?
Jimmy, why are you always so specific with your questions? It's almost like someone is giving you a script to push me towards talking about specific plot points. Almost like someone is crafting every word we say. But yes, of course, Jimmy, I can.
Grandfather, you're starting to scare me with all your weird fourth wall breaking. I think you need to go see a doctor. But yay, more Illuminate! Grandfather, the Illuminate's not horrifying. They aren't gonna come back to fight us, right?
Well, Jimmy, I wish I could tell you the truth. Wait, I am telling you the truth. The Illuminate were beaten into submission 100 years ago, but they were not destroyed. They're still around.
You mean they can come back?
Yes, Jimmy. Yes, I do. But for your sake, I hope that they never do. Oh, that rhymed.
In this one, I decided I really wanted to rickroll you guys. I don't know why, it just felt right. I also wanted to try to work some more memes in here, which I was worried may age like old cheese if the memes just aren't good anymore in a few months, but they've seemed to hold up, so I'm happy with them. I'm also really happy with the scene of the Illuminate meeting the humans for the first time, because we don't know anything about how the humans met the Illuminate from official lore, but I feel like this is honestly about how it went. Next up is my discussion on the Super Destroyer. I've got you right where I want you, Terminated scum.
What are you doing there, little Jimmy?
Oh, hi there, Grandfather. I'm playing with my Super Earth approved Super Destroyer toy that my dad got me for Super Earth Day.
Well, I think it's time I take over your playtime with a story about my past. Do you want to hear about my Super Destroyer when I was a Helldiver?
Oh boy, do I! Story time with grandfather!
Kids, gather around. It's time to learn about the greatest technological advancement in Super Earth history. Oh my god, Billy! I can't believe you escaped the bears just in time to hear this story. Welcome back!
Well, you sure did a whole lot to save me, you piece of...
Whoa there, little Billy. What did your dad say about using that kind of language?
You left me to be eaten by bears!
Shut up, little Billy. Those bears are vegetarian.
A short interruption for black bear facts with Nate. It may sound absurd, but black bears actually have a primarily vegetarian diet. According to the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, black bears eat 73% plants, 22% insects, and only 5% animal matter. Still, do not pet the black bears even though they are friend-shaped. They are very vicious and territorial when provoked. Anyways, returning to our regularly scheduled programming.
Grandfather, I don't care about history. Tell me about the features of the Super Destroyer. Jimmy, when the hell did you get so tall?
It turns out if no one hits the like button on this video, I start to get spaghettified. That's right, everyone. You heard Jimmy. If you don't like the video, he'll keep getting his resolution stretched until he is just a 1 pixel wide piece of spaghetti on the screen. And if you want to help with Jimmy's unspaghettification surgery, consider hitting that subscribe button, as it supports not only me, but little Jimmy here.
It's okay, Jimmy. I'll tell you all the specifics of the Super Destroyer before you turn into spaghetti.
So I mentioned before that my favorite clip was coming up in a later video. It is here. The entire section of Black Bear Facts with Nate had me genuinely dying laughing after I made it. Mainly because look at the face on that little bear. It's just so silly looking. I love that little guy. But this whole bit came around for 2 reasons. I wanted to bring back the bear theme that's been going on my videos for some unknown reason. Again, I probably just saw a picture of a bear and was like, haha, bear is funny. I'm putting him in the videos. And 2, this fact I only know because I went on a fishing trip one time with a fishing guide, and he told me, he's like, yeah, black bears don't eat fish, they're vegetarian. I'm like, this guy's gotta be messing with me. So I look it up later, I'm like, oh my god, he's right. Black bears are actually mainly vegetarian, so I just love telling that fact to people now, and now you guys know about it too. I also wanted to work into this video, and my future ones, obviously, a little clip to say, hey, if you guys are enjoying this, you should really consider that subscribe button, but I want to do it in a different way than a lot of YouTubers I see. A lot of ones have a very cookie cutter one. They just paste the same clip in every video. I wanted to really tailor each one to the individual video and make it, you know, entertaining to watch. Like this one I made, like the ASPCA commercials. They're like, adopt this dog. There's sad music. So it's like, save Jimmy. There's sad music going on. After this, I looked at one of the major updates coming to Helldivers 2 and pulled some lore information from the new missions and enemies they were adding. Hey, Jerry, good seeing you. Great work on that last mission there.
Ah, thanks, Frank. You too.
Can't believe we took down 6 Bile Titans. Well, that's about all we have in common. What to talk about now? Hey, did you hear about the new Terminids bug they found?
No, I haven't. What's it do?
Oh, you know, it just shoots tentacles into the ground, which pop up all over the battlefield, chopping Helldivers in half.
You know what? I'm a Helldiver. That doesn't sound good for me.
You know what I did hear about, though? Did you hear the automatons have a new tank?
No, I didn't. What's that one do?
It shoots a whole barrage of rocket artillery at us. Ooh, you know, that's not good for us either. Well, I think I'm gonna call my wife, because there's no way we make it through this next mission. Yeah, I'm gonna do that too. See you later, Jerry.
Oh my god, Frank, what happened to you? Why are you stuck under that crate? Jerry, oh my god, thank you. You gotta help me. You gotta get this thing off me.
That's way too heavy for me to lift. The only way I can think to get you out from under there is if people like this video.
What? That doesn't make any sense.
You heard right, everyone. If you don't like the video, the shipping container stays on Frank. And if you want to help move that shipping container even faster, consider hitting that subscribe button. I am really happy with how this intro turned out, and to give you guys a little peek behind the curtain on how I make my videos, I usually make the entire video first, and then do the intro after to kind of try to capture the idea of the video in that first, 30 seconds. And for this one, I was like, man, how do I get the point across that there's new enemies, there's all sorts of new stuff going on? Oh, let's do it like an office setting. So I, of course, did the office meme with the music and the office setup. But it's also inspired by real interactions I've had at my real job where, you know, you run into someone you see 3 times a year at the coffee machine. You're like, oh boy, what do I talk to this person about? Hey, we can complain about things that sucks. Yeah, did you hear about the new thing that sucks? Yep, I hate it too. And finishing up with my most recent video, my comparison of Helldivers 1 bugs to Helldivers 2 bugs. And first, I want to shout out one of my wonderful viewers who left a comment suggesting this video, and I am so sorry that I've lost the actual comment, but you know who you are, and thank you so much for suggesting it because I love how this one turned out. So you're telling me you think it's a good idea for me to inject these sentient bugs that you captured from deep space with all sorts of wild chemicals that'll mutate them?
Yep.
And the only reason we're doing this is so that they produce more element 710.
Yep.
And you don't think that anything could possibly go wrong with this plan?
Nope.
Alright, works for me. Let's do it. I have become death, creator of roided up bugs. Alright, if you don't like the video, I'm taking away Garfield's forklift certification. But if you subscribe to the channel, on the other hand, I'm going to teach Garfield how to drive a semi-truck. I want to take a moment to interrupt this Helldivers video for salmon facts with Nate. You heard that right. I want to interrupt this video about fictional insects to talk about one of my favorite real species of fish, the king salmon. Why is the king salmon one of my favorite species of fish, you may ask? That's because it's developed one of the stupidest reproductive methods I've seen out of any type of fish. But first, some basic facts about the king salmon that I also find interesting. King salmon are anadromous, which means they hatch in freshwater and then migrate to saltwater to feed and grow. King salmon can grow to be up to 100 pounds, but on average are more around 30 pounds. That's a big boy right there. But on to my favorite fact that I alluded to earlier. When the king salmon is ready to lay its eggs, it'll swim back to the stream that it was born in and swim up to almost the exact place that it was hatched from. And it'll proceed to lay its eggs there and then straight up die. That's right, for some weird evolutionary reason, after a king salmon lays its eggs, it just goes, well, that's about enough, and just passes away. Now, to me, it would seem far more efficient to do like most other species of fish and just lay eggs next year, because, you know, then you make more fish. But for some reason, the salmon decided, well, this is the best way. I've laid my eggs. It's time to disappear. But that's enough salmon facts. Back to the regularly scheduled Terminids video. So again, for this one, I made the whole video, and I was like, what do I do for this intro? And I'm like, how ridiculous is it that they captured these sentient bugs from space, and they're like, well, the first thing we got to do, we got to recklessly mutate them. So I wanted to really capture that intro, so a scientist talking to a soldier just kind of felt right. Also in this video, I tried to recapture the magic of Black Bear Facts with Nate by doing more random animal facts, which I just have way too many of, by the way. I don't think it was as good. I think I stretched out way too long. I could have kept that much shorter. And yeah, for future videos, if I'm throwing in random facts, I'm definitely going to keep that to 30 seconds or under. This watching back just feels way too long. And that's it. That's about the summary of all my animations for now. Hopefully you've enjoyed some of these, if you want to call them director's comments or something. It doesn't feel right calling myself a director at all, but I want to thank you all again so much for watching my videos. I love reading all your comments, and I'm so happy that you all are here to share this journey with me. Thank you, and I'll see you guys next time.